Yes, again, welcome to this session. We are progressing with our module training. I think yesterday we did setup and production. That's preparing the workshop or preparing the machine. Procedure on how to prepare the machine before you do programming. But today we are now to look at the CNC programming. CNC is a computer numerical control. And we would say programming, we are using the front-end programming language to create a program. So the main aim here in this module is to understand how programs are created, optimized for either lathe or milling operations, if you're using turn mill or you're using milling. In the normal programming language, use what called G and L code, that is what word programming language. We can also use CAM software to help us in creating the same G code, or we use what you call conversational programming methods. So in this overview, I want to just show you a glimpse of what you will cover when you join our training center to learn how to create a program on Siemens controller. We're using the advanced Siemens introduction to CNC programming language, that will cover how to create a manual program, which is ideal for simple parts when doing optimization, and how to do what we call conversational programming, which is a machine-guided fill-in forms that are very quick way of creating programs. And then we look at what we call CAM assisted, where we use complex geometries to create programs. But today I will not go deeper in that way, because this is just introduction of the modules, what we will cover when you join our training center. Why this is important? Because CNC programming is the brain of digital manufacturing. When you create a proper program or a good program, it will reduce wastage of time. It will ensure there is a tight tolerance. If you want to achieve a tight tolerance between plus and minus 0.05 millimeter, at the same time it will maximize the tool life and ensure that the spindle is well used. So in this guide, I will just show you what is meant by G code or M code word program. When we say a word program or a word address, we are calling it a G code because we are using alphabets and digits. Like G is a proprietary number. So this G, when you combine with a digit like say 90, it has a meaning. And because the machine has been programmed such a way that in its address, when you say 90, it means maybe to either do a simple cut or absolutely programmed depending on the machine. So like G90, where I'm telling the machine that initialize the absolute position in mode. And then G17 that I'm using the plane, which is a XY plane. Then G21 I'm using metric systems. Then M03 I'm telling the machine that is now start the spindle in the clockwise direction with a spindle speed of 1200. G00 that now move without cutting to a position X0, Y0 and Z above 5. And then G01 now start cutting but go deeper 2 millimeter down with a field of 100. So this is what we call G code. When you do let's say this G code, maybe you will need to understand how you are using this G code. But in ourselves, we are just trying to introduce this session. We don't want to cover this session theoretically, but we will cover it practically when you join our training center. I will show you a real life between the G code and conversational programming. And then when we look at conversational programming, here it is a kind of short flow programming where we use either short term or short mill. Let me show you an example here in my controller. This is a program. For example, let me go to the program. Let me open the program. Let me open this program. This is a program. For example, if I open this program, you will see this mode are changing. We call them conversational way of creating a program because you are communicating with the machine using filling forms. Like if I want to go to an offset, which kind of offset am I going to pick? I want to take the material, which kind of the blank material I'm going to use. I want to put the stock size, the stock size. I want to put amount of facing. I want to put the length of the stock. I want to put the amount of the stock hold from the far end to the end of the jaws. And And then either tool I'm doing extended here because we have symbol, extended, and all. Symbol, which means you don't have internal turning. But if I say extended, I'm doing internal turning. And then retraction safety for X plane and Z plane, and then internal diameter for boring safety. Then here I'm actually using either machine or it's a music machine. If I say teach, it will pick the point where the magazine is. And then I'm using down cut, we have safety clearance of 1 millimeter. You see, this one is okay. Then I come to now facing operation. You see, in these facing operations, I want to pick the tool. I have to select the tool from the tool magazine. I have to initiate the feed rate. I have to initiate the surface cutting speed. I have to tell it that I'm doing only rough cutting, but at the end of the day, here I remove the amount of finishing. Then I'm telling the program that I'm not doing longitudinal turning, I am doing facing. Then put amount of my material for the stock, then the amount of facing, then how much am I going to retain or extend on my material when I'm doing facing. So this is conversational way. If I go to next now, I create a contour. So you see this contour from the starting point. Now I'm taking this, now I'm sketching, just a way of sketching. Now I'm sketching my path. I'm sketching my path, as you can see. Then from sketching my path, I take now the operation. Which kind of operation I want to take? You see, I have all these operations. And you need to know this parameter because you cannot just feed in something you don't know. Yes? You have to feed in something you understand. But as you can see, this is something you understand why you are feeding in. Then can do now internal drilling. In our drilling, we call it center drilling because this is a turning machine. Yes, I can do now second contour. For example, internal now, this second contour. My starting point, you see how it look like. Then the third, and now internal turning. You can see even the tool here. I'm writing it ID, internal diameter turning. Then another contour, same contour for external but by doing finishing. This is for rough turning. This is for OD, rough finish for OD, and then the cutoff. You can see the cutoff where I'm putting my cutoff, how it looks like, all these parameters. So this is called conversational. Then you do a simple simulation so that you see how the machine will be cutting it. I can do maybe half view. You can see how it looks like when I'm doing facing. Then it starts rough turning. From rough turning, it will come to do drilling. From drilling, it will come to do boring. Then finishing. Then it comes to do the part of. As you can see, this is what we call conversational way of writing the program. And this part already we have cut several part of this just for training. So if you do that session, you will learn in detail how to do such a program. You see, there are so many of them. Let me show you how the program. That's a glimpse of what we mean by conversational programming. I just want to do a simulation for this because already I've explained the program structure. But when you come to our session, we'll show you how to get such a program in steps. How to get such a program. We'll show you how to get such a program. Let me put this. I can put further views, maybe half view. You see, drilling. And then it comes to do external turning because already I've done facing. From external turning, grooving, first groove. You have second groove. Then we have in a thread, first thread, you see, second thread, and then finishing. From there finishing, I do cutoff. Maybe just to see, to review you, this is the product. As you can see, this is the product. So this is conversational programming. So you can join our session, you will learn the benefit of what we call shop floor programming. Why shop floor? We will do a practical of how to do these all operations on a cement machine. And then we will also introduce you to CAM. I'm not showing you the CAM. How you import the file into either Mastercam or eSplit from either software from the vendor, how you define the stock, how you select the operations, in also showing that there are properties selected, then from there adding all operations from 2D, 2.2 programming, 2.5 programming, 3+2 programming, and 4 or 5 axis programming. Also, you do simulation, you post the G-code, then you transfer the G-code to your machine. So this is the CAM workflow. So you come and learn this. At the end of the day, also using CAM, when you do simulation, you have to identify the tool collision, machine limits, and reduce the clashing by 95%. And then we do also what we call macro programming. So this macro programming is advanced. We call it parametric macro programming. So this is like using the C++ or C#, where if I say open this, because if I say this, you see these parameters, we have these parameters, hash this equal this, if, and, while, like that. This is what we call macro programming. You see as an example here of a macro programming. Here, macro programming, I can input maybe let's say 20. Then it change here automatically. I can increase. You see, it will change. These are live macro programs. So you come and learn this macro programming. From there, you have to verify the program, check that the program is okay, check that all optimization has been done, all the cutting parameters are good. You can now take the program, the machine, you do a dry run without the workpiece. You can do single block execution to take the two parts. If you see everything is okay now, you can now run the program to cut on the machine. Then the last part will do what you call practical, because you cannot do programming without practical. So join our session, join our training center, you learn how to integrate between CAD, CAM, and CNC. We call it computer-aided or computer-integrated manufacturing. That's as what I've shown you on the macro programming, G-code programming, and conversational programming. So come and join our session and you learn more from your day one until you become an expert. You can become an expert or a machinist or a professional depending on which package you want. Join our training session and learn these pathways of CNC programming.